Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another CraftySimulations flight sim video. And that sounded awfully exciting. Oh, gave me too much energy, too much coffee. So, I thought I'd have a little punt around the old flight sim market and have a see if there was anything out there that took my fancy in the general aviation world. And this little fella rocked up. This is the BRsimDesigns Grumman American AA-5B Tiger. And she be a little beauty. I don't know if Grumman American is that the same Grumman that does the F14 Tomcat, because that is a bit of a gap between aviation technology. But anyway, yes, this is the Grumman AA-5B, a very small but equally capable. Well, not as capable as an F-14, but a very small general aviation aircraft, and that's why it fits very nicely onto this channel. So being that this is the first flight of the Tiger, noticed a cool repaint on this thing. It's amazing. It's a Tiger repaint, if you couldn't tell. And it is the most cute little shark's mouth, or in this case tiger's mouth, I've ever seen on an aircraft. There's quite a few aircraft that have shark's mouth put on them. I don't think this would be one of them that would probably warrant it, but it goes with the repaint and is a Tiger, so that's why I've chosen it. So anyway, before I start waffling on about this, and like I say, this is the first time I've looked at this aircraft. We're going to do the usual, what the developer says. So, in the developer's own words, the feature list for this aircraft. So, under the visuals, we have 8 liveries, custom sounds, custom flight dynamics, openable doors. You know, you're getting desperate when you put down opening doors. But again, I suppose there are some flights from aircraft that don't have opening doors, so hey-ho, it works. A free caster nose wheel. That's going to be interesting. A free castering nose wheel basically means that your nose wheel just does whatever the holy heck it wants. And you're using differential braking or I should say really, airflow over the rudder, which obviously is done by the engine, to make this aircraft actually taxi. So, along with the free castering nose wheel, we have a high detail 3D model, a mixture of 4K and 8K textures, full PBR materials, Microsoft Flight Sim's volumetric lights, dynamic registration and customization options. And on the customizing side of it, we have 3 panel colours even. Hide and show the wheel fairings, that's these little things here, which I think they look cool. Why you'd want to hide them, I don't know. Metallic or paint prop cone, try saying that fast, that'll be this thing here. An optional instrument needle vibrations. Okay, so this thing does vibrate, which, giggity. Optional panel vibrations, double giggity. We have the WT GTNS 530 and the PMS GTN 750, which you do need to have the PMS version to be installed for it to use that, which we do have. And we also have state saving and for the customizable options. And then we go through some of the instrumentation. I actually put a list of the instruments on this aircraft, which I think is weird. But anyway, we have on the list of instruments an altimeter, an M803 clock, an altitude indicator, an airspeed indicator in miles per hour and knots, turn and slip indicator, vertical speed indicator, a HSI VOR1, a CDI VOR2, automatic directional finding, ADF, a magnetic compass, a suction gauge, really giggity, a tachometer, I can never say that word right, an ampere meter, somewhere to measure your amps, an oil temperature, an oil pressure, a fuel quantity indicator, carburetor temp indicator, and cylinder head temperature. Yeah, that's brilliant that they actually list all the instrumentation. On the Navcom instruments, we have a KMA-28 audio panel with Narco ADF 140, KFC 150 autopilot, KX155 TSO Navcom, KT76A transponder, a WT GTNS 530, and a PMS GTN 750. Once again, you have to have that installed for this aircraft to use it. Safety elements. I need a lot of safety when I come to flying my flight sim. Control lock pin, wheel chocks, tie downs, pitot cover, engine intake cover. That's all to do with the tablet. So yes, it's got quite a few things. For quite a few things we're used to on the Flight Simulator, but it's nice that the developer has taken the time to list them all. So, anyway, let's look at this little beauty. Forgive the fact it's an American registration number, but it is a little cutie. I like it. It's small, it's different. I keep saying this, it ain't a Cessna. And if it is anything to do with Grumman Ironworks, I think is the F-14 or their full proper name, or it used to be their name, I would be interested to see if there's actually is any rendition or any relation to, I should say, the F-14. But yes, it's a really, really nice looking aircraft. No matter which way you look at it. I mean, it does look a little bit angular, a little bit less aerodynamic than, let's say, a DA-42. But it is an old aircraft. Again, I do believe it's a 1970s aircraft. I could be wrong on that, but it definitely is an old aircraft. So, yeah, reflections look pretty good. I mean, I keep saying this, we are being treated to some absolutely stonkingly gorgeous flight sim aircraft here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It's going to be really hard, I think, for developers to create aircraft for 2024 and make them look any better. So let's jump on inside and have a look what's in the cockpit. So a little bit different than the C-24R we was flying recently, because we have a full analog cockpit. And that thing, for all those that know, I do not like the GNS 530. I am not knocking the navigational skills of the GNS 530. I am certainly not knocking anybody's skill for using a GNS 530, but I do not like a GNS 530. I think it reminds me too much of FSX and FS 2004, which I think was the main navigational GPS. Obviously, there was none of this swapping units out, but it is, I mean, that radio panel is obviously classic Flight Simulator, and that's the whole aircraft really down. It is a classic. I mean, we've got an ADF here, which I don't know whether ADFs are even used anymore, because navigation has moved along quite nicely. Got an autopilot unit here that's hidden underneath the vibrating, what is it, sun visor, sun block, I can't remember what you call these things now, but that vibrates. Instrumentation will vibrate, which I think is cool because it shows realism. Let's see if we can get this started up and get rid of that GNS 530. So, that is so much better. 750. Unfortunately, we don't have the second screen, which would be nice if it fitted into there. I don't know if you can actually do that. No, that's just your two options. So anyway, we can have occupants put into the seat. We can have baggage. We can open the baggage door. We can change our fuel system, or amount of fuel, I should say. Ground safety, we'll get rid of the pitot cover, get rid of the engine cover, tie downs can come off, wheel chocks can go away. And then we can change some of the what was these panel colours, so you can have beige, blue, or black. That's blue. That's blue. That is, I want to say it's grey, but I'm not going to argue. Or we can have black, which I think looks, yes, that looks better. What else can we change? So we can change the sunshades from show or hide. I'm going to hide them because, let's be honest, I don't think I've ever used them yet in Flight Sim. Prop cone, paint door metallic. So we had painted before. I got metallic. Metallic's cooler. That's staying. Gear fairings, I'm going to have on. Instrument vibration is enabled. Panel vibration is enabled, so that's fine. Let's move on to this, and that's our checklist. So we can have pre-flight, engine start, before takeoff, climb, cruise, descent, before landing, after landing, shut down, and have a beer, which should be just in there. Obviously, I'm not going to pay too much attention to that. How do we get rid of this? We get rid of this. Oh, there we go. I knew it was something there. Yeah, just click on that. The one that says hide show tablet, to hide or show the tablet. Well done. So just going through the basics, obviously this aircraft does not have a working prop pitch. It is one of those throttle and mixture only. Other than that, it is what it is. I think it's a very good looking aircraft. I mean, there is I don't know whether this is just a poor texture, but I suppose I sort of could forgive it. It's not the worst. It's not the best. Those carpets need to be replaced. Most definitely need to be replaced. The seating is highly uncomfortable by the look of it. but it is very good textures. What else we got around here? Very good textures on the wing. We can open the cockpit, is this, which is noisy as all heck. Press it again, and we open it up. And to shut, we just press it again. Close to its mid position. Closes, and then latched. So again, good sounds. I will say this, that has definitely got good sounds for opening and closing the old cockpit. Not that we can get out the aircraft. So let's get rid of the tag. No more tags around this aircraft. I don't believe so. Right, so for anyone that knows, obviously single-engined general aviation aircraft are usually following the same lines of battery comes on, lights come on, the lights that you need to come on, mixture will go full, we will then basically open the throttle all the way. If I can find where the fuel pump is, let's get rid of that. Where's the fuel pump? Fuel pump. Fuel pump. We'll do a fuel pump which can prime. We also, actually, we do have a primer button, lever here, plunger. So we'll use that actually. Interesting fact on this aircraft, it doesn't have a starter key. You may think that is it. It isn't. That is your mag selectors between off, right, left and both. To start it, you've got a button, which obviously I have mapped to my Thrustmaster throttle. So let's stick that back on again. So we shall have battery coming on. Fairly good movement of the compass. Nav lights are coming on. Strobe lights, flashing beacon we shall have on. Set the parking brakes, just make sure it is on, and it is. We'll sort that out when we get up and running. So, right, mixture is now to... That's weird. My mixture lever that I use doesn't actually go to full. Very interesting. Right, okay, so we'll put the throttle forward. I don't know whether you need to do this actually when it's... We'll put the fuel tank on, that would always be helpful. So... Ooh, bad marks. No sounds. 4, 5... we'll give it 6. I mean, there is no way of telling this aircraft's flooded. It's not that level of aircraft. Right, so we'll just get the TrackIR set up as best we can. So we're clear on the left side, clear on the front, clear on the right. Throttle is half in. Oh, sorry, half inch even. Mag's coming onto both. Brakes are set, lights are set, engine is set, we're ready, let's go. Ooh, good sounds, good vibrations, like that. That is very good animation. That's very, very good, I do like that. So, where is the... Oh, I'm looking at RPM, it's right in front of me, you fool. So let's set it up to about 1,000. Compasses are starting to move a little bit, whether the vibrations of the aircraft. Right, so we'll just set up our usual. Squawking 7,000 and set to altitude reporting. So yes, there we go. Very simple aircraft startup. Good sound effects for the flaps. So what we got? One position of flaps. I can't find where the flap indicator is. It's going to be right in front of me again, and I can't find it. Where is the flap indicator? Right, I can't see the flap indicator. Intriguing. Right, so we have one stage of flaps anyway, so let's go for 2-stage, 3-stage. That's all the way. So we have 3 positions. If I get into the right position, thank you, we'll have 1 stage of flap. So, let's roll her out. So, lights are set for that fuel pump. That's a noisy fuel pump. I'm not going to have that on. That's annoying me. Shut up. Oh, I do like the sounds. I love the reverberation sound in a good aircraft. Not just the engines, it's the sound of the reverberations and the vibrations of an engine. Really, really good. Brakes are lethal. Brakes are very lethal. Right, so landing light can now come on. Pitot can come on. Mixture can go full as we can. For some reason my axis is not quite fine. I don't know whether that's to do with this aircraft, because I haven't noticed it with other aircraft. Flap to one stage, you don't have to worry about undercarriage folding because it don't got it. Not using comms. Transponder is set and running. There, let's go. That is lovely sounds. Castering nose wheel, I need to say castering tail wheel then, but castering nose wheel is as interesting as ever. So, this final run through. Switchgear is correct. Flaps are one stage. Everything bar the fuel pump. I'm not turning that off. That just makes a terrible noise. Probably a realistic noise. I'm not knocking the developer, but yeah, it's a little bit overpowering. Just reset the altimeter. That was already set. Coming off parking brake. Sitting on the wheel brakes. Let's run her up. See the vibrations in the no hold part? That's good. Even the needles are vibrating in the altimeter. So that, again, realism. I like that. So let's go. Airspeed's alive. 40 mile an hour, 60 mile an hour. Here comes the hump. 70 mile an hour. I probably could have used the hump to chuck the aircraft into the sky, but decided not to. $100 mile an hour indicated, flaps coming up. This is quite a manoeuvrable little aircraft. It's got a lot of tail authority. Doesn't take much to pull this aircraft up or down. As you can see, it's definitely quite twitchy on the tail movements. Landing lights can come off. So holding about 110 mile an hour. Very stable aircraft as well. Once you get it trimmed out and you're not on climb power, it's very, very good. I like this. I think you could compare this aircraft to the Just Flight, what's that, Little Piper They have the PA-28, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's the small little Piper aircraft, fixed undercarriage, probably same amount of seating as well. Sort of the same speed range. A little cruiser, that's what you class this aircraft as. And unlike the C-24, which we did on the last video, the cockpit I am loving. I mean, all joking aside, it's nice. It does have the option for the GTN 530 and the GTN 750. Like I say, you do have to have that installed already on your sim. But the GNS 530 is a good navigational suite. It works very nicely. And you do have the basic instrumentation to do your flying with as well. I would say this is a very good training aircraft if you're wanting to learn how to handle a small, light, general aviation, or VFR aircraft I should say. I do like the little bits of realism. I mean, we've got a compass here that's vibrating with the aircraft. Various bits of instrumentation is vibrating with the aircraft. I think that's pretty good. I think some flight sim aircraft don't have that, and it is sorely missed. So I'll make one pass over Wickenby and then bring ourselves in for another landing, and we'll see what this aircraft's like when it's on the ground, or at least getting it on the ground. Burning Blue Designs, Wickenby Airfield, our local general aviation airfield. Very well done, as always, with Burning Blue. So, landing lights are going to come on. Fuel pump is definitely going to stay off. Flaps coming down to one stage. Flaps down two stage. We do have a shortage runway here at Wickenby. Squeaky brakes, you've got to love squeaky brakes. If you don't have a liking of squeaky brakes, it's just not right. Haha, love them. That light's coming. Oh, pizza heat is now coming off. Castering nose wheel is interesting, to say the least, but it is what you expect. With low power settings, you do get some rudder authority, but you do need to have a little bit higher on the... There you go. Higher throttle setting and you get quite a good rudder authority when it comes to taxiing. Parking brake is now on, so... fairly good effects on the older shutdown. Mixture is, sorry, mags even to off. Could have really turned the lights off, I suppose. Fuel pump was already off, that can come off. Flashing beacon is off, landing light was off, mixture is pulled back. So, there we are. The little Tiger. Like I say, it's a really, really good aircraft. I'm actually quite impressed with this. If you are into an aircraft that isn't too advanced, isn't festooned with digital screens, and you do want to learn how general aviation aircraft handle, I think this is a very, very good aircraft to have a look at. I will say that tail really does have a very good effect in the airflow. It may need to have a little bit of calibration in the stick setup just to try and soften that off a little bit. But once you get the aircraft up at your desired altitude, and obviously like 2,000 to 5,000 feet, and you get the aircraft trimmed out, she be a joy to fly. So again, this is the little Tiger. I'll just remember, I can never remember the manufacturer, sorry, producer of this aircraft. I know it was Grumman, obviously. But the BRsimDesigns Grumman American AA-5B. If you are interested in that sort of thing, I tell you what, it's a really, really good aircraft. It is a really, really, it sort of reminds me, and it even sort of reminds me, I'm now looking at it, of the Scottish Aviation Bulldog, which I do believe was also out for the flight simulator quite a few years ago now. But it has that sort of small little training aircraft purpose look about it. And what's not to like about the fact it comes with a Tiger repaint and it has a little face on it. So I'm liking this aircraft. So if you have any questions or comments about the Tiger, please drop them down below. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions about it. I think I might be coming back to this aircraft. I think I might be having a comparison between this and the Just Flight's little Piper aircraft as well, and just seeing which one is the better one. But yes, like I say, if you've got any questions or comments, drop them below, and I will see you guys and girls in a future Microsoft Flight Simulator video very, very soon.